We have breaking news as the Washington Wizards just made a blockbuster deal that I cannot believe just happened. This came just strictly out of left field. No one thought the Wizards were going to make a big deal like this or be able to trade away Chris Middleton in this insane contract that he has with this below average season he's had in Washington. Yet somehow they pull it off and they made a deal with the Dallas Mavericks to bring in Anthony Davis onto the squad. You heard that right. Anthony Davis, even though there are always concerns with if he's going to play because of his injury history, still getting a future Hall of Famer in Davis for practically Chris Middleton, Marvin Bagley, and a 30th overall pick this year is insane to do. The asset management and value that Will Dawkins and Michael Winger have been getting out of players that they had on the team this season to then go get all-star and, potential Hall of Fame-esque players on this squad is absolutely absurd. And this is a signal that, they might not be contending next year, but they are going to be competitive. They're going to make it back to the playoffs next season. And then I am predicting by 2027, 2028, that season specifically, you're going to see the Wizards be a contender in the Eastern Conference. So I'm going to break down the trade itself in today's video, what Davis brings to the table, along with what the future holds for the Washington Wizards in today's video. Before we get into all that, though, go ahead, hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss a single minute of your Wizards news here. I'm a beat reporter for the Wizards, Bryson Akins. You can check me over on Wizards on SI. Have some inside information I can deliver you guys as well whenever I get that kind of information, as I had some stuff with Lonzo Ball, along with Domantas Sabonis and Tre Young a little bit a while back as well. And so I was able to, give you guys all that information there. So check me out over there, but go ahead, hit the subscribe button for this channel as well so you don't miss a single minute of the action covering the Washington Wizards, as it's exciting times ahead for the Wizards, all right? It really is. And as I mentioned, all right, here is the deal itself for Anthony Davis. This came from Shams Charania over at ESPN. The Dallas Mavericks are trading 10-time NBA All-Star Anthony Davis, Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, and Dante Exum to the Washington Wizards for Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, Malachi Branham, Marvin Bagley III, 2 first-round picks, and 3 second-rounders, sources tell ESPN. So before I get into more about Davis and what's going on, you guys probably see that draft capital and like, I don't really like that. Well, I want to tell you guys what exactly the picks are. So it's 3 second-rounders. The team had a ton of second-rounders anyways, and they had to get rid of them. You can't use all of them. You have to do something with them. And so packaging them in this trade is not a bad idea whatsoever. The 2 first-round picks, though, one is this year, and it's the Oklahoma City Thunder's first-round pick. They're going to get the worst of whichever one that they have, which is more than likely going to be their pick. So 30th overall, essentially, in the 2026 NBA draft. They gave up that one. And then the other one is a 2030 top 20 protected first-round pick from the Golden State Warriors. So even if you do get the pick, is it going to be a good pick whatsoever? You got to get, you got to be able to evaluate some insane talent and get a little bit lucky at that point then. And so it's not like they're giving up a lottery pick at all. They're not. Like nothing that they gave up in this deal is, like something that they want to hold on and that the team is going to regret going forward. A 30th overall pick that I think they were, from what I heard, they were trying to, move, either move up in the draft or get, a future draft capital in exchange for that. Getting Anthony Davis instead, I still think that's a good decision for that draft pick specifically. And then that Warriors pick in 2030, like I mentioned, it's top 20 protected. So the odds that you're going to be able to get a good player out of that are already very slim. So trading that pick, it doesn't hurt you a ton in the second round picks. So like I said, but you're looking at this. So I look at it as essentially you traded 3 second-rounders for D'Angelo Russell. You traded Malachi Branham for Dante Exum. You traded the Warriors top 20 protected pick and AJ Johnson for Jaden Hardy. And then you practically just traded the 30th overall pick this year, Chris Middleton, and Marvin Bagley for Anthony Davis. So let's go ahead and take a moment to look at just process the trades that have happened for the Wizards so far. So essentially what has happened, they have flipped CJ McCollum, Corey Kispert, Chris Middleton, Marvin Bagley, and the 30th overall pick for Tre Young and Anthony Davis. Get that through your head real quick. Some guys that, are not even all-stars past their prime, some role players that had some value, but nothing like you're going to get an all-star out of them whatsoever. And then essentially a second-round pick is what that pick is for, from the Thunder, for 2 all-stars and guys that could potentially make the Hall of Fame. Tre Young is entering his prime. He is about to play on the best team he's ever had built for him. And this team wasn't even specifically built for him is a crazy thing. This was just a rebuild. Trae Young comes over here. All of a sudden, he's playing with Anthony Davis, a real lob threat, all right? And someone that can help him out on offense a little bit. Alex Sarr, another dangerous lob threat and a true screener and someone defensively that's going to help him out. Alex Sarr and Anthony Davis are about to be the best centers he's ever played with his entire career. And the Wizards just did this in 30 days for him. In 30 days, the Wizards have built a better team around for Trae Young than the Hawks did during his entire time with that organization. Absolutely, absurdity is what it is. It's absurd to even kind of process that and be like, man, the Wizards have done more for Trae Young in his 30 days as a Wizards player than the Hawks did during his entire tenure there. So it's just absolutely crazy looking at all this. And let's go ahead and take a look at Anthony Davis's stats, all right? Let's go ahead and take a look at what he has been doing here this season as I'm waiting for it to pop up here. I'm trying to get it up there. Boom. Sorry, it was being a little bit slow. But this is what, is going on right now, all right? He's averaging 20 points per game. That's ranked 39th in the NBA. Okay, awesome, cool. Rebounds per game, he's ranked 5th at 11.1. The Wizards need some help on the boards, and Anthony Davis is going to help that out right there. He's also, shooting-wise, run the field pretty well, 78 percent efficiency, or not 78, that's percentile, 50% from the field, pretty good. Three-point shot isn't great whatsoever, along with the free throw numbers, but not really worried about the three-point shot. They got some good shooters around them already with Trae Young, Tre Johnson, some others, so not too worried about that whatsoever. Blocks per game, 1.7. You're adding that, the 9th best rim protector by blocks per game in the league, with the guy that's already second in the league in blocks per game. Absolute absurdity. This interior defense is going to be insane. The perimeter defense is already going to look pretty decent as well with guys, like I mentioned, Bilal Coulibaly, Keyshawn George, some other guys out on the perimeter defending, Will Riley, Justin Champagnie, and then, potentially a top 3 pick. Let's say they get AJ DeBonsa. That's going to be insane as well. This dude it's just crazy that the Wizards were able to pull this off. And another thing I want to mention is this right here. Look at it. This is his contract, all right? And I know it might not sound nice and everything. He's got the player option. I don't think he gets extended. I think they're more so focused on extending Trae Young. And then you can use Anthony Davis. Let's say next season he's playing really well. Maybe you flip him again for more picks. Maybe you do that. Maybe you flip him for another young player, all right? And then that player option. The key thing here, the last year of his deal, which is that player option, is the last year that Alex Sarr and Keyshawn George are going to be on their rookie contracts. So as soon as his contract is up, you then have $62 million to put towards those extensions for Sarr and Keyshawn George. $62 million. You immediately free that up. So it's not like you have to worry about young players leaving because you can't financially afford them. No, because once his deal is up, that's when that's when the years of those extensions go in. All right, 2028, 2029, that is when the Sarr and George extensions go into play, and Carrington as well, depending on what his extension looks like. But that's a crazy thing. Of course, you have the Bilal Coulibaly extension coming up. It's not like that's going to be a max extension, though. That's probably going to be around 15 to 20 million a year, which I think for Coulibaly is just right. I think that's perfect for him. So you don't really got to worry about that. The Sarr and George ones, Sarr is definitely going to get a max if he keeps playing like this, and George has the potential to get a max extension as well. But I mean, like I said, the contract is lined up perfectly to where you don't got to worry about having to ship him off to free up cap space for Sarr and George. You can just let him walk and the contract expire is the best thing about it. But that's all I got for this video. Let me know what you guys personally think about trading for Anthony Davis down in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.